Hi guys, this is Jimmy G, and this is my true way of trading the forex markets. This is part one, and part one I'm just going to start with the basics, and the basics is how to draw support and resistance lines. Now, for me to draw the support and resistance lines, I need to see where about am I going to be drawing the resistance lines, like from which date. Like you can start by looking at your chart, and you could draw the line like here and here. This is my support and resistance, basically, highest and lowest. But what you want to know is, like, when would you start to draw these lines? So what I'd do, let me just delete those first. I would zoom out first to see where I'm drawing all my zones, and I can see clearly, if I can zoom out a bit more, right? It happened in April 2008, well, March 2008. It was at this level. So I can look for simple rejections, and I can see clearly that around this area, using this as high, there was a rejection in price. Right, so I'm not going to go back to this date here. I'm going to start from, let's say, April the 1st. Right, sorry, the 4th of January. Right, so I'm going to go back to the 4th of January. I'm going to zoom in first. I'm going to way back to the 4th of January. What was this year, right? Let me just check, sorry. 4th of January 2016. Right, good. So looking back at price, January 4th, right? So I'm looking for big rejections in price, but I'm not looking for rejection like this. I mean, even though you can see it was used down here and here, but I'm not interested in the small movements up. I'm looking for the big movements, so the bigger lines. So I would draw a line over here. This would be my point of rejection here, coming to this line. And next one, so because you can see it was a big trend before this line was hit. It came all the way from 383 pips before that was hit. Right, so I'm going to go back. Sorry about that. Right, so on the 20th of January that was hit. Right, so then I'm looking for next line. Next point line, I'm using this one because there was a big rejection from down here to here. So it was a 580 pips movement to the downside. So this is a good line, and it was 2 hits. You see here it was 2 hits again on the 4 hour charts. On the 1 hour charts it could have been hit a bit more, but this is just to hunt lines using the 4 hour charts. Right, so you can see here could have made some profit. It went up to 81 pips before it fell down. So that's a profitable trade here if you traded that line. And the drawdown was only 26 pips. Right, but this is only 2 lines at the moment. So next one, I have a line down here. I'm going to hit as many wicks as possible. So over this time, this resistance held true and came up. You know, the old support line becomes a resistance now. So it did come down, and it dropped down 26 pips, came back up, rejected again to 50 pips, which is profitable, or even 20 pips if you want to take those kind of trades. And the maximum drawdown was no more than 30 pips. So you'd have made here, could have made here, and you would have made here again. Here you would have been stopped out, and now this is using it as before it's a support, now it's a resistance. Sorry, before it was so it went from a support to a resistance, and now it's going to be a support again. So price is going up again, and you're looking for big rejections. I'm looking for more of an 100 pips usually. So 100 pip movement is good, but I'm only looking for the serious rejections of 371 pips, like big rejections. So you compared with the rest of the other lines. So this was a nice rejection here. So I would use this line here. I know I can see this bit here, but I'm just imagining. Actually, I should do it like this. Actually, yeah, I'm just imagining you can't see that. Right. So where were we? Here. Right. So this was my new resistance. Let's see. Right. Oh, wait. Sorry about that. So let me jump back. I wasn't paying attention to the dates. Right. So here is one, and then down here another one. So price was rejected. Right, rejection came down here, 26th of February on. 26th of February came up, was rejected quite steeply here. Nice steep rejection. The movement was over 375 pips to the downside. And then looking at this trade, so this is now our support. This was about 40 pip drawdown, and then zoomed up to 350 pips, 351, 53 pips, whatever. And then you could have taken the break of this line here. So not a break, sorry, the bounce of it, but it was a drawdown of 80 pip drawdown. So quite a steep drawdown. You've probably been stopped out. You could have ignored this or taken the break of this line again. And right, you can see some nice rejection here as well, and it was falling down too. So I'm gonna draw another line here, right in the middle of the wicks to the body. These lines, you can see I'm not quite touching the body. I'm not touching the wicks, like not the end of the wicks. I'm just placing it to hit the double wick and not touching a body. Right, so this is like means it's been a rejection. So you know these lines, as you go through, when later you can adjust these lines to fit, or you can add a little zone to it, which I'll go over that later. Right, so here I've added a line here, so this area is an area of rejection now. But I'll cover that later. Right now you're just looking for the lines. So this is my resistance lines now. But you see the distance here is only 61 pips. So we're not taking if it's going to bounce off this line, we're not taking this as a support line. Unless it's breaking this line. Right, so price came down, bounced back up, and then hit that line. This is another, is it 300 pips again? Yeah, 360 odd pips. Right, you would have entered here, maybe 20 pip or 30 pip stop loss, but you can go back in price and you can see how much of a drawdown. I mean, if you only had a 20 pip stop loss, you would have been stopped out, and then boom, you would have missed the 400 pips. So I would make your stop losses about 40 pips is good if you're looking for the big swings. Depends on your risk appetite and how much pips you're looking for. Right, now again price is falling down, and you can see now. Look, this line, it has been with a drawdown of about 30 pips here and here and here, and you got over here too. You know, it has been drawn down, so you could add a further line here just to cover as many lines as possible. So we know that price could possibly go down here and beyond, but we're not drawing those right at the moment. Right, so we're going right along. Price went way up here, so I would draw the line here, because I wouldn't draw it up here or here. I'm going to be drawing so it hits as many wicks as possible. So here, just so after this line, it was went up to like not more than 50 pips. Well, 50 pips about. So, but I want it to hit here. But you can draw another box here of a different color. So that's up to yourself, just so you'll be aware of when it's going to hit or not. Right. So this is already onto today. This is my support and resistance lines. Now, if you look at the hourly charts, I'm not taking any trades unless it's going to bounce off these lines. But these lines, you know, they are resistance lines, but they're also support lines. So if price is coming up, I'm going to count this as a resistance line. But if price is falling down, I'm going to count it as a support line. So you know, resistance lines and support lines, they can always break. So you can also trade out the breakout of these zones. So if like example up here, it was I think, I'm not sure, did I draw it before? Yeah, okay. Say if it was coming down and it was definitely broken out, you could trade the breakout as well. That's on a different strategy. It's up to yourself. This is how to draw your charts. I mean, you can either be a swing trader bouncing off the support and resistance, or you could be a breakout trader. It's up to yourself. But depends what kind of trader you want to be. So this is how to draw the true support and resistance lines. Now I could just draw another one here if I wanted to, because that's more than 50 pips. Oh, it is 50 pips. Nah, I could just put it a different color. I mean, this is just showing you how to draw lines. Right, so this is quite a wide support and resistance lines. So I'm gonna, you know, if you want to, you can draw a line here, another line here, another line down here. You know, if you keep drawing too many lines, you're just gonna have lines everywhere. So this is the reason I don't draw so many lines. Yeah, let me just make sure I don't delete him. I don't want to unselect. So this is just using the GBP/USD on the 1 hour charts. We can have a look at how these lines reacted. Let's see, on the 30-minute charts, or 15 even. You can see they do react quite a lot. You know, so a lot of wicks are formed in these lines. Look perfect right off here. But if you look, the drawdown, not much. Drawdown, no more than 200 pips. So you could say that's just in a drawdown right now, and the GBP/USD could zoom up again. For now, we'll see Monday. This is only looking from the lines, or price could drop all the way down to the next zone, and then if it drops down to this zone, I'll be looking for a trade, like some kind of price action for it to like come down and then zoom back up. So I could either trade these lines like off the right away, like a pending order, or you could trade when it comes back down and comes back up. Right, let me see. Let me zoom out. Let's have a look. Your overview of your zones. Right, I'll cover the zones in another lesson, but this is just showing you what the support and resistance look like. So this is over a period of 4 months? Period of 4 months. This is how I draw my support and resistance lines. And these support and resistance lines, I'm looking for it to be in, like, I'll call it a zone. But we'll cover it in lesson 2. Right, thank you very much. It's Jimmy G.